let's go ahead and start there. Brad, what's the top takeaway for your group?
Okay, the top takeaway is that I am one of them. Let's see. I actually did take notes because I kind of figured I'd get stuck with this anyhow. Yeah, one of the last things really is something that Holly came up with. It was, we need to be meeting as many people as possible because our web is however big it is, and we're here because we're looking for referrals and to learn about people. And so I think that's a really good one. We talked a little bit about storytelling. So if you're going to do a video, you got to catch them early. Holly's word was make it bleed immediately, and then talk about it and how you're going to stop the bleeding. We talked a little bit about how conservative, because Morvarid is a lawyer, so how conservative does she want to be versus how cutting edge does she want to be? And Latanya has a cafe in Pasadena called My Place Cafe. Since she never told us that, we had to drag it out of her. So part of her was, you need to, when you introduce yourself to people, you don't just say, well, I've got a cafe. You need to tell people what your business is and how they find it. Because for her, it's a place, so she has to tell them where it is too. So I think that's probably my summary of my notes.
Awesome. Well, I know Rose can probably resonate with that last thing of telling people your business and making the sale, because that was something that she brought up as a do good. But so I guess I'll dump it for our group. And Winona, I'm gonna choose you because I think I know 2 weeks in a row, I think. Sorry, but I think that you had some good things, good questions that you were asking, and then I'll just let you lead with your takeaways.
All right, thanks. So what I had asked was, I can't legally start a business at the moment, but what steps can I take in preparation for it? And the people in my group so lovingly told me that what I can do is at the beginning, when I'm building my following, start doing, Zoom calls, free webinars, live Facebook feeds, to talk to people in the language that they use when they talk about what services I would be helping them with, but what are the problems they have, and address those problems in the actual words that they use. And then when I have a business, then I can be like, hey guys, you're all on my email list or you're in my Facebook group. Come follow me. I'm doing this for pay now. We'll figure out how to better word that. But then also to do all of the, create a logo design, have somebody purchase a URL in their name, but then I can get it from them. But then I at least can build the longevity of the name, and figure out a way to convey all of the services that I do, but make it Costco style, where there's 2 kinds of peanut butter and that's it. You only have to pick one of those 2 instead of a whole wall of things. And that part right there, that's going to be my biggest hurdle of how do I show people very easily, you just want to have, the first thing on the menu instead of, I have 57,000 parts that you can choose from. Yes.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, let's see. Who else do we have? Shannon, you were leading the group. Hi, how's it going? You're on mute.
All right, there we go. Hi, everybody. We had a very awesome, action-packed, lively group. It actually was the most notes I've ever taken from a mastermind group. Not gonna lie.
Wow.
So Nancy put it best. I'm not going to take credit for Nancy, but the key takeaway is Lauren can run 2 businesses while we can't run just one. So the main thing is delegate. And that luckily rounded back to Matt's presentation earlier. And then we kind of dug a little bit deeper into how do you really run two businesses so successfully? And he really said time management was his main thing. Time management, scheduling, everything out on the calendar. And Michelle added in it's mindset training. It's, not only do you have to manage your time, you have to be in the right mindset. You have to be like, instead of I can't do this, it's this is going to happen as long as we do it organizedly, whatever that word is, organized. So yeah, I mean, it was a great group. We all connected on so many different levels. It was super fun. And then Brian even chimed in and answered Nancy's problem, was like, bam, solved for you. So thank you.
Good. Thank you guys. Awesome. All right. Who else do we have? Colleen, did you lead one? All right, Colleen, I'll pass it to you.
Okay, so Taras is going to be our spokesperson today. Take it away, Taras.
Hey guys. So the main takeaways from our discussions was, number one is it's always very important for all of us as entrepreneurs in any stage of our development of where we're at to keep building our teams, keep building our bigger networks to help cross-sell each other. For example, Peggy, who started at a brand new restaurant which just opened during the pandemic, and she is looking to do events, which is tough to do because of all the regulations. But also, she's also a wine ambassador for Blasé. Did I say that right? Blasé. And there's some interplay with her and Tamika, who is a photographer of helping out with events, because Tamika has a project she wants to do for women during COVID to dress them up, make them look pretty, and maybe someday do a show once things at the restaurant once things open up. So the point being is that to create your team, create your web of people, so you help each other out, and that's the bottom line. And part of that is to keep joining more groups, and because the more you grow, the more you grow, and you may not have something for the other person from yourself. You may have something from you have connections. So that's the biggest takeaway from our discussions. And the final thing was as both me to Tamika and myself were photographers, to keep reaching out, saying, hey, I can provide a good service, better service. You should have better pictures, and so forth, and to use Instagram and all these social media platforms to engage in those conversations. So those are the major takeaways from our nice little discussion.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. That's all. Yeah, I love that. Brian?
I think that's everybody, right? Did Matt, you got Nancy, Brad,
yeah. Got all four groups, right?
That's all four groups. So awesome. Well, you want to close us out here, Matt? Share your screen, and we'll wrap up for the day.
Alrighty. There we go. So yes, we do this every week. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, please come back. The only thing that we ask is that you bring more people with you. Winona did that officially, so thank you, Winona. And thank you, Lauren, for joining. It looks like you and Brian are going to connect. Really appreciate that. Nancy, I know, was new, as well as Peggy, so thank you guys so much for joining. And really look forward to having you back and solving more of your problems lickety split. So good work, Brian, on selling Nancy to come back. A couple things to make sure that you guys know about. We say it every week, but we do curate some business tools that we like to share with our community here. It's just basically free advice. If you like them, great. If you don't, that's cool too. Let us know though, so we can further curate that process there, and you can access them. I'm sure Sarah Beth is popping that into the chat now, but it's locallinks.online/business-tools if you want to check those out. We are open to people who join our group presenting at our group, which is a great segue into next week. Miss Sheila is going to be talking with us about a subject near and dear to her heart. And Sheila, I'm going to do a real crap job at selling people on this. So you go ahead and jump in and give a quick pitch about your education talk next week.
Absolutely. I'm excited. Instead of just giving you the 411 on my business and what I do, I decided, since I teach classes, that I teach a little bit of a class. So I've combined a little bit of my creative thinking class and a little bit of my critical thinking class, and we'll be going through some slides that I actually use with my clients.
Awesome.
And I will say that I took a look at these slides about an hour before jumping on here, and I am super excited. So, whew, make sure to come back so you get all that juicy content that Sheila's going to be sharing with us next week.
And Matt, are you live streaming with Sheila on Monday? Is that the plan?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Oh,
got to set that up officially on the calendar. But yes, good. Thank you for reminding me. It's been a crazy week, so I'm always glad when people tell me that I forgot to do something. So thank you.
Great.
But yeah, so if you have any interest in sharing some education with us or giving us some tips, or even if it's just something that you've experienced, maybe Lauren running 2 successful businesses in tandem, that could be a great topic for us to learn from. So if anyone wants to join, just hit us up at my forward button's not working. There we go. my@locallinks.online. You can just let us know that you're interested in presenting. I love seeing everyone's face glow pink whenever I put this slide on. It is a great joy. So if you do have any interest in sharing with us, we do try and get a guest presenter in about 2 weeks a month. It doesn't matter if it's the first week and second week or first week and third week. We try to space it out a little bit, but if your schedule does not permit, that's fine. We're flexible. We don't care. As long as it's valuable for the community, that's all we care about. So with that, I think we have, oh, no, that's the last slide in my deck.
Yeah.
But we did have one more thing to talk about. So Brian, you want to jump into the productivity group?
Yes. So if you're not familiar yet, we are hosting a monthly productivity group. This is a 30-minute, very strict, timed group where for the first 10 minutes, we are going to be talking about the goals that we're working on and the status of those goals, whether they're on par, at risk, or you need to pivot. The next 10 minutes will be declaring our goals, either moving forward or what we're planning to do to keep working on the goals that we're working on currently. And then in the last 10 minutes, we will be essentially being a little bit of a critical thinking group, providing feedback, constructive criticism, rooting people on. Each group member will have a chance to just have a thought, and every person gets 30 seconds each segment to just make focused effort about what they're doing from a productivity standpoint. And Sarah just put that in there, but join our productivity accountability partners. It is the third Tuesday of every month at 1:30 p.m. And so that would be on the 20th of this month. And please bring your bird if you can. It will only make us more productive.
Can everyone please look at Rose's screen? There's a bird butt.
Bird butt, bird butt, bird butt. So thank you so much, everybody.